Buying land or buying a stand in Zimbabwe is one of the biggest investments many people dream about. But there are so many things that people discover only after they have already paid for a stand. So many people have lost large sums of money because they didn't know of these things. But today I want to talk of what no one tells you before you buy or purchase any stand in Zimbabwe. Hey guys, my name is Tarimak, and if you're watching me here for the first time, welcome to this channel. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and be part of the family. If you are a returning subscriber, like always, you guys, you are really special to me. I really appreciate you all for the support that you continue to give me. Don't forget to like our videos, share and leave a comment, because remember, liking and commenting on the videos, it also helps our videos to reach new audience, and it helps this channel to grow. Like the title of this video suggests, many people, they are buying stands in Zimbabwe, especially in areas which are developing areas. I think gone are the days where people could buy stands in an already serviced area or in a built up area and buying those stands from a developer. Nowadays, if you want to buy a stand, especially in a built up area, usually you'll be buying from an individual, because developers, they won't be having any stands left for them to sell. That's why you see there are so many developments that are coming up, and there are so many stands which are being sold when they are still at development stage, when they are still being serviced. So when you're a first-time stand buyer, it's very difficult for you to know of some of these things that I want to talk about in today's video. Because you are a first-time stand buyer, it's very easy for people to notice, and it's very easy for people to scam you. That's why you see, even on social media, there are so many cases whereby people, they complain about being scammed when they are trying to buy land, just because you don't know of these things. But don't worry guys, this is why we want to do this video. There are things that might surprise you after you have already paid your land. So many things happens after you have already purchased your land, and you might be asking, Kuti, why did I even buy land in town? Why did I even consider buying a piece of land? But it's only because you didn't know of some of these things. So the first thing that I want to talk about, remember I mentioned that many areas, they are being developed. Why? Because recently I've seen an increase when it comes to people who are looking for land and people who are buying land. And because of this increase in the percentage of people who are buying land in Zimbabwe, when someone wants to buy land, obviously the first choice is areas which are already built up, areas which are already built up, and obviously from reputable companies or registered companies. The main reason why people want to buy land, especially in areas which are built up, it's because they want areas where there are already title deeds. Because people believe that when an area has got a title deeds, it makes that area legit, secure, safe for them. People, they don't want the drama. After buying a certain piece of land, then the next year or 2 years to come down the line, the council comes, great at Zimbabwe, and people, they don't want all that stress, they don't want all that frustration. So people, they try to avoid this by just going to a place that is already developed, that is already built up. So one challenge that many people are making is that they only think that if a piece of land has got a title deed, that means that place is legit. Kana kuti, they think kuti kana land yo ichitorine title deed, it means kuti ndokunotongori bokwega, kana kusina, it means that land is not legit. But there are things that you have to know, especially with these developments that are coming up right now. It's very good, or it's very important for you to ask for the paperwork from the developer. When someone is developing an area, like we always say, they've got paperwork that they should have when they are developing a certain piece of area, e.g. vana subdivision permit vatogara chitaura, ma-engineers drawings, zvingodaro. So if you don't know kuti alright, if a subdivision permit inofambiswa sei kana kuti kana area ichida kudevelopwa, the paperwork yanofana kunge vainayo ndeipi, it then becomes very difficult for you kuti unzwisise kuti area iyo inenge ichitori legit. Areas are cool. So most of the areas which are developing, especially most of the areas that I come here with advertising, these are areas ekuti anenge achiri pa development stage, and they start selling this land when they are still servicing. And when an area is still being serviced, it means they don't have a certificate of compliance at that particular time. The development is not a certificate of compliance. It means what they have agreed on with the city council or with whatever council or DC or whatever. Vasati vamita zvinhu zviri kudiwa, because remember kana vachiapplyira kuti tikuda kudevelop this area, we want this area to have matad roads, we want to have this area to have sewer, we want this area to have water reticulation, we want this area to have so many different things that makes an area to be called serviced. So if they don't meet all those things, they won't be able to get the certificate of compliance. But it doesn't stop them from kutengesa land, because vanokwanisa kutengesa, then after servicing vanozo certificate of compliance ikauya vanozovakawo zviri kuitika. So if you don't know now kuti unokwanisa kutenga land when it's still at development stage, unogona kutorasikirwa nekutenga land inenge ichiri yakachipa, because when most of these lands are at development stage, they will be very affordable. Anyone can buy land. Let's talk of areas that I've mentioned, like Wana Golden Estate. In Golden Estate, you can buy a piece of land now at $65 per square meter. Why? Because it's still at development stage. It's still being serviced. But if you still remember, guys, when I started advertising Golden Estate, it was going for $55 per square meter because the development was still at its early stages. But now that there is some kind of activity that is happening, the land price has increased. And that's also something that happens when they are done with the servicing. When they start roads, when there's sewer, when there's everything, the price, it goes up again. So one thing that you have to know, like I said, it's that not every piece of land that you are going to buy will be having a title deed. At times, title deed, you can apply for it even at a later stage. Maybe I think the most important thing to ask for when you want to buy a piece of land, title deeds, you have to ask what's the expected time here title deeds. Can I send a certificate of compliance? When should we expect the certificate of compliance? And can I shikune ma council sessions, ma developer sessions, so you should know of all those things, because at times notogonotorasikirwa ne ma land ira affordable just because you want to buy land kuma already built up areas ekuti urikuwana a title deed. Yes, I ndikwanisa angu kuramba kuti when an area in a title deed, it means kuti that area wa inenge iri safe, but it's not always the case. I'm still on that issue. When you buy even a piece of land, a title deed, that's when now you need also a lawyer who can do the verifications for you to verify the paperwork. Even at the developers' offices, they go there, verify the paperwork. Even if you want to buy the land from an individual, they go, they verify the paperwork as well, the title deeds. Why am I saying so? Because if you buy even from an individual in a built up area, nowadays people playing with technology. I'm sure I understand. Vanhu vanobika madocuments, vanhu vanobika title deeds, and you can only realize that maybe after a year, after 2 years, this land is not even mine. Title deed randakapiwa chidura. You get the sense. So these are some of the things that you should also take note. Lawyer is really important, in as much as we try by all means to run away from the cost yekungo badara lawyer kutakwitra due diligence, but it's very, very, very important. Another thing that I've noticed is that people, they don't even understand the difference between a serviced area and also an unserviced area. And they can only realize this even after buying a stand. Someone goes and buy a stand, maybe kurukunza hakuna any servicing erula kwitu. I'm sure you've seen some of those developments. Ekuti kunenge kusina ma roads, hakuna ma sewer lines, hakuna mvura, kunongoiswa ma gravel roads, and munhu atotenga land kudhara because anga asiri kuziva, angonzwa kuti that land is going maybe for $20 per square meter, or that land is going for $12 per square meter. Then they just rush and buy that land from developer or even makanzwa vanenge vaenda kundotenga. Then after 2 years, 3 years down the line, then someone complains, takabirwa mari, but wakabirwa because you didn't know if that area yanga irikuya iri-serviced or irikuya iri-unserviced. When an area comes up a serviced area, it means that area nenge chifana kunge ine izvo zvatachitaura, all those tarred roads, electricity, sewer lines, water reticulation, so many things that makes a community, my drainage systems, so many things that makes a community to be said it's serviced. That's why you see most of the developments that are coming, if especially land you visit Amangwacho, you see in that area there will be gravel roads, but it doesn't mean kuti that gravel road is going to be there forever, for eternity. No, it's still at servicing. Once the servicing is done, mutoona kwakutonyatsofambika, ma roads atoko, like the likes of kunana Arlington East, wana Arlington Estate. You see the kind of development, everything is there in those communities. Then kune mama development ekuti upenyu hwavo yese vanenge vachingofamba mudust because someone bought a stand because that stand was affordable, but didn't know kuti the stand iri kuuya ingori iri unserviced. But mamma stands anenge ari serviced. That ndozvinozoita even panyaya dzema prices, they differ because of that. Unogonotenga imwe uchita this one iri unogonotenga uchita yakachipa, but wozoona kuti hakuna kana mvura, murikufana kuzochera ma septic tank, murikufana kuchera migodi, murikufana kuita ma plans enyu on almost everything. I've seen some developments whereby the community, they gather my resources, our monies, then they go apply even for electricity, they go apply for developer. So these are some of the things that you should definitely take note of wakuda kuburitsa mari usati watombotenga stand, so that you won't regret even in future. And while I'm still there, like I mentioned, it's always important for you guys to buy land when they are still at servicing stage, because at that time anenge achiri affordable. I gave an example of Golden Estate. When I first went there, the stands, they were going for $55 per square meter, but the last time yandakaenda ndichinopiwa stand yavakandi offer, that land yange yatopa $65. Who knows when matara apo tauda kutondovaka mastenza anogona kutozosvitswa even kuma $80 per square meter. You never know. So it's very important kutenga, as long as watsvaga lawyer wako akuverifyira kuti sure this company ine subdivision permit, yes, sure this development rutozikana council, yes, avasati vavapedza pasati pane certificate of compliance, but all the paperwork that they have irikuratidza kuti this development is legit, then you should definitely go for that land. I've seen someone who came to my inbox and said, Tari, there's this other land that you were developing, and when we went to the council they said kuti I sat here ready kuvakwa. Then I was like, yes, it's not ready to be built because I started a certificate of compliance because the developer is still at development stage, at servicing stage. But once the certificate of compliance yabuda, unotoona kuti land iyoyo inotozokwira. That's why many people vari kutry kufighta kuti regai titenge land ichiri affordable pane kuzotenga yakuita $100 per square meter. I'm sure you've seen developments where land is going for $120 per square meter, $130 per square meter. But with that money you can do a lot of things. Ukabhadharako stand yako shoma wotopedza wotozoti wakwanisa kuzovaka panongozonzi compliance yabuda wakwanisa kuzovaka apo wabuda mari isina unyanyowanda. There's also something that I noticed, especially with people who are buying land in Zimbabwe, that they think that once you pay for a stand, once you buy a stand, then it means all the costs they are done. Watopedza usisina any other hassle, usisina any other financial obligations zaunenge inayo when it comes to nyaya dzekutenga. But I think the opposite is actually true. Kutotenga kwawatoita land, it means kuti kunotori nezvimwe zvinhu zvakawanda zvaufanira kutozoita uchiburitsira mari yako. Let's talk of maplans chaiwo. After you purchase your land, wapedza wakuda kuchitotanga wakuda kutotanga kuzoona kuti wovaka sei. One thing that you have to know is uchafana kuzotodesignisa maplan. Wadesignisa maplan ako auri kuda, then you also have to visit the council for approval yemaplan iwayo. Zvese zvinenge zvichida mari. But if you are not prepared, ukangofunga kuti ndatotenga land ndikangotodrowerwa kana kuti nasekuru wangu plan yandiri kuda zvatoita, then unogona kuzochema wakutoona kuti makosi ako kuwandira wanga usina kunge wakatarisira. And it's not only ma approval yema plans inoda mari. There are also ma legal costs chaiwo. Let's talk of kuti land yawatenga yanga ichidevelopwa. Wapedza kudevelopa certificate of compliance yabuda makufana kuapplyira for ma title deeds. Makuapplyira for ma title deeds, there are also ma fees aurikufana kutozobvisa kuti ukwanise kuapplyira for ma title deeds iwayo. So ukangofunga kuti ndatotenga land zvangu zvatoita, zvinogona kunge zvisiri izvo. So these are also some of the things that you should definitely take note of. And one thing that you also have, tiri panyaya yemakosi papo, one thing that you also have to know, guys, is kuti you should know if the land that you want to buy is VAT included or VAT is not included. Because I've noticed that many people vanozochema after munhu atotenga land ozonzwa kuti pane imwe amount yakati VAT. What iri kubva nekupinga makati mastands ari kuita mari yakati, but it's because you didn't know of these things. You didn't know kuti kune inonzi VAT yaunofana kuzobhadhara. Some of the developments vari kungototi hawo VAT inenge ichitori included, but kune vamwe havasi kuita izvozvo. So this is also some of the things that you should ask kwauri kutenga land ikoko kuti VAT is it included. Then kune vaya vanobhadhara nematerms, vanofarira kubhadhara nematerms vasingade kubhadharawo cash kana kuti vanenge vachitamburawo kubhadhara cash zvichivaromera. And one thing that I love is kuti most of the developers these days, they are having ma flexible terms ekuti you pay. I think in my previous video makanzwa Golden Estate ichitaura kuti ike zvirozvo when you are buying a stand vari kuti 40% deposit yaunokwanisa kubhadhara in 6 months, then balance yacho unokwanisa kuibhadhara in 24 months. So those flexible terms manje akanakira kuti anobva akupa an opportunity yekubhadharako shoma. Funga kuti for 2 years uchingobhadharako stand yako, hauna pressure. Kana uri, especially those who are in the diaspora, wekuti uri ndokwauri kutogara, you can invest back home shoma kuda $500, $600, $700 pamwedzi uchingobuditsawo shoma buying your own piece of land. But manje chinozonesa ndechekuti the more time you take kubhadhara, ndo zvinorevawo kuti even nenyaya pane anonzi interest inonzi kune mamwe developers anobva vacharger interest. So it's also something that you should take note of kuti interest iyoyo kana uri umwe unogona kuzokuremera. Saka these are also some of the things that you have to know, especially if you're paying nematerms, there is interest yaunotozochargiwa. And this, I'm not even saying this to scare anyone, but I'm saying this so as to help you guys kuti kana wakutozotenga auchavhunduke kuti I didn't know of these things, I didn't know kuti zvinhu izvi ndo zvinoitwa, but this is exactly what is going on and you should be prepared to face some of these things. Kune mamwe developments aya that I mentioned kuti some of them anenge asiri serviced, so you also have to know kuti kana muchitozoda ma-standards maona kuti especially in rain season, I think this is where the most difficult season for those vari kuma areas anenge asiri serviced. Mukazoona kuti azvatiremera kugara muarea isiri serviced, we want to have matard roads, we want to have even masuwa, we want to have mvura chaiyo chaiyo. You have to know kuti munogona kuzosangana nemacost ekunzi in future monzi atakufana kuunganidza 1,000 kuda pamwedzi kana 1,000 pagore pa each household, mari dzakuenda for kundosevhisa. So these are some of the costs unogona kuzosangana nadzo, especially kana ukatenga land kana kuti ukatenga stand kuma areas anenge achinzi developers kusevhisa that area. So it's best you have to choose your you have to choose what carefully kuitira kuti ameno izvozvozvo kuti chauri kufanira kunyatsochuza chacho kufanira kunyatsochuza zvakanaka, so that unoona kuti chiri nani chacho ndechipi. Kugarako kunenge kwakachipa uchitanga kutenga here but kusiri serviced, mozonzi uyai tite mudeme tichiservisa area, kana kuti wogarako watenga kuri serviced, then kana wakugara ikoko hakusisina mamwe makosta auchasangana nawo. That's one thing that you also have to know. Then especially those who are buying in my gated communities, I think I mentioned gated community is a very good place, and one thing that I have to tell you guys, I'm not even against any gated community, but the video that I did last time, it was just to raise awareness because I had noticed that many people, in fact, remember I shared with you good news, the Golden Estate, but very soon I'm also going to share with you in a good news food. But anyway, kana ukatenga stand gated community, unofanira kutongozoziva kuti pane mamwe makosta unongochifanira kusangana nawo, iwa yakaita semalevy, kunzi pari kudiwa chakati ngatigadzirise, but zvinhu izvi munenge muchizviita as a community. So unotozoona kuti at times malevy acho they are not even much. Unogona kutonzi kana kuti $5 pamwedzi, $10 pamwedzi, $20 depending with the constitution yemucommunity menyu. So kune vaitya vachiti gated community zvakafanana nekuroja. No, it's very different from kuroja, and the good thing is munenge muine security yenyu, because chero ukaita imba yako at times, especially nenhamba yevanhu vekuti vanhu tinoda zvakachipa, it's very difficult kuti unotozwa company like a security company unotozoya yonyatsokugadha pamba pako, but with a gated community you know kuti muri kuzviita makawanda monyatsotsvaga security yenyu, then you are safe in that community. So mamwe makosta unongozosangana nawo ndiwaye emalevy, but other than that those places they are really good. Then one thing that I've also realized is that people, especially when they buy stands in my areas which are being serviced, they expect kuti pandatotenga stand, maybe I'm going to give that development a year kuti ibve yatonzi yatopera kuservisa. No, that's not the case. At times development inogona kutopedza servicing chaisho, inogona kunonoka kupera, inotora time. So ukasazviziva izvozvo unogona kuva frustrated, ugona kutoona sekutoti vanhu vakubira mari, but no, vanenge vachiri kutry kuservisa the area yenyu. So it's good kuti once you buy land, ask the developer kuti do you have any platforms that you have ekuti tinokwanisa kucommunicate sema-residents, or maybe ekuti tinokwanisa kuwana ma-updates pamunenge muchikwanisa kuudzwa about ma-developments. One thing that I love with ma-developers is vanotokuitisai ma-meetings kutoti after matotenga ma-stands enyu munenge muchito-updatewa monthly, or munenge muchi-updatewa even after 2 months kuti so the servicing yapakati ita pakati neproject ike zvino zvitamirira zvakati. So it also gives you the chance to prepare or to plan ahead kuti ukatoziva kuti maybe saka compliance kuda chatoziwana next month, utoziva kuti ndakufanira kutanga kutsvaga mari, kana kuti compliance yacho ichiri kure, kana zvimari zvina ndakatoseva, let me try and buy imwe land kune imwe area. So dzimwe nguva servicing yacho inogona kunonoka, not because the developer has kuita basa, but it because dzimwe nguva I think makaona zvakaitika panyaya yemasimend pipe. sometime last year takuda kundopedza gore makaona kuti the increase yemaprice yanga yakamira sei. So at times zvinogona kutodzosera even developer kumashure kutoti zvimwe zvinhu zvanga akatoplana kuti achatenga nemari zakati zvodhura, kana kuti even vanhu vanotova deliver materials chaivo vogona kutouya nemasubstandard materials, then wotoona kutoti zvavangafanira kutoita paground vakutokwanisa kutadza kuzviita because zvinhu zvanga vachitarisira hazvizvo zvaitika, zvinobva zvatodelayer even time frames. So kana ukatenga stand especially maareas ari kusevhisiwa, please give the developer time to do their thing, to work on the project zvakanaka, so that it will be a good community for you to live, not community ekuti because mama developer anozoramwa manje ozopeza kuti paroad yangafanira kugadzirai road kwaye vokugadzirai substandard road because residents munenge mari kupa pressure. So those are also some of the things that you have to know. And also nyaya compliance, kuti dzimwe nguva inogona kutotadza kukasira kubuda. Why? Because kuda kanzo inenge ichiti aiwa zvatakataurirana kuti itai so hazvisi zvamaita, saka gadzirisai pakati, developer ototangidziswa futi. Saka ndemamwe madelays waya anenge achiitika ekuti kana usiri kuziva, usinganzwisisi about processes ekutenga land kana kuti ekuvaka, zvinogona kuremera wotoona kuti ndabirwa mari panapa. But no, zvinhu zvinenge zvichitofambiswa channels chaiwo procedures chaiwo. Verify the development or verify the land. It's very, very important, guys. In as much as people, they want to take that for granted, due diligence, it's very important. Kana chero kasatsvaga lawyer, but try to look for someone anotoziva, who understands zvemaland kana zviri estate, kuti akubatsire kutsvaga kutoti saka piece of land yandoda kutenga, especially kune vaya vanofanira kutenga built up areas, who is the real owner of that piece of land, title indehani, iri mustarani, dzimwe politics dziri palendiyo dzakambomira sei, so that you avoid macases ekuti wavaka kozouya umwe munhu ari kuclaima kuti this is my piece of land. But munhu wandonyanya kurekomenda zvangu, guys, ndisingadi kukuvanzirai kana kuita sei, is just to go and visit a lawyer. I think I've said a lot on this video, but one thing that I have to tell you guys, in my personal advice, what I have to say at a personal level is that don't rush to buy land usati wanzwisisa about that land. Take your time, nyatso investigator, tsvaga kutoti like zvakataura kuti who is the owner, iri kufambiswa sei, zvizvi kufanira kuitwa, nyatsoita research, do your own thorough research. Kana wazonyatsonzwisisa about that land, kana wazonyatsonzwisisa kuti this is what I want, then wakwanisa kukutenga. We don't want vanhu vanotorwa nemhepo kuti ndatonzwa kutoti kwakati kwatobuda land saka ndakutomhanyawo ikoko, kana ndadziva kuti kwakati usina kana kumboitawo tsvagurudzo dzako, ndopaipe kuti mangwana unozochema wazopa ground uzoona kuti the development yandaida with the standards that I wanted, this is not what I want. Unozoona mangwana kuti wanzwa vamwe vari kungototi usatenga ikoko hakuiti, isusu takatombogara totoziva area iyoyo, but wozoona kuti after the development yapera wozoona but the area yakanaka kai, zvakatobuda kai, wozoshamisika. So try by all means kunyatsoita your own personal decisions uri wega. Don't be influenced by other people, because ukainfluenza nevamwe vanhu at times unopesera wabuda an answer or an answer iri biased or a decision iri biased. So the best is do your own due diligence, verify on your own, make your own decisions. One most important thing that I also have to say is if you want to buy land, it's always important to go and view the land on your own. Go and see the area for yourself. Say, is it a place that I would want to live in, or is it a place that I would want to have my investment in? And even ask around, because some of you guys, the places that you amurkuramba kuti mutenge, you don't even know kuti those are the best places for investments. Why am I saying so? Because zvafanana nemuno Marare, when someone akada kutenga land and unotoziva kuti land inogona kubhadhara kazhinji, especially if it's for rentals. It's land iyoyo kunana mageto, kunana ma areas waye kunana not ghetto per se, but ma areas waye kuti dzimba dziri pama 300 square meters, 400 square meters and 500 square meters, especially if it's for rent house. Why? Because most of the people who want to rent ma full house kunyanya vanhu vekuti kuda vanhu vachiriwo kutanga mafamilies, handiti unewo mwana 1 unewo vana vako 2, because kana ndatongowana vana vangu kana vakutoenda kumberi ndakutotanga kutsvaga land yangu ndega, and it's very difficult manje kuti ndichizoda kuchizodoro just imba sihombe kunana notosamura. It's very difficult unless those people vari kurenda ikoko ari munhu wekuti anenge achitobhadharwa nekambani zvese. Ukaita ulaki ukaonawo munhu akadaro, then you are covered. But kana uchida kutageta the majority, then the best places, it's those places are affordable, ma 300, 400, 500 square meters. Wovaka imba yako ma 2 bedroomed house, 3 bedroomed house, then you know kuti you can have a tenant yekuti anogona kutogara, unogona kutongomulisira that property kuda 2-3 years ogara ipapo achingoziva kuti kana ndakubuda pamba ipapo I'm going to my own property kwane ndatsvagawo stand yangu ndikavaka. But ukada zvekuti ndoda kuvaka zimba zihombe ndorirendesa, ndopaipo kuti unozogona kuzoona kuti at times unogona kuzopedzisira waisa 4-5 families in one imba because yatadza kuwana munhu anoipinda iri one, because kana zvatodaro which means marentals anenge akutodi zvezvakutoita zvichirema. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys. As I'm closing this video, I just want to hear those who have bought my stands before, vakatenga land before. What was your experience like? Ndizvipi zvamakasangana nazvo zvekuti you also want other people to know about. You also want vamwe vanhu kuti vabatsirike when they want to buy land. Please write in the comment section below so that we can also get the information, the help that we need before we make my decisions, before tazopesera tanyora mari dzedu because we don't have the information yawaka the experience. You didn't want to share the experience yawakasangana nayo. So guys, this is all that I had for today, and I hope you really enjoyed watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe on our videos. Up until next time, cheers.